This is today's All Elite Wrestling Dynamite results video. The show started with the match between Jeff Hardy vs Bobby Fish, and the result of this match was Jeff Hardy defeated Bobby Fish via pinfall after hitting the Swanton Bomb. Then we saw a 6-man tag team match between Angelico and Butcher and the Blade vs Blackpool Combat Club, and the result of this match was Blackpool Combat Club won the match by submission with a triangle choke from Bryan Danielson on Angelico. Then Wardlow came to the ring, and MJF introduced his mystery opponent, and that was William Morrissey. Then we saw a match between Wardlow vs Morrissey, and the result of this match was Wardlow wins the match by pinfall with a powerbomb. Post-match, Wardlow destroys security as they arrive to try and put the cuffs back on him. Wardlow gets on the mic and says he won't stop and he'll beat everyone MJF throws against him no matter how big and strong until Friedman gives him a match. Max asks him how he'd like a match where if he wins he gets out of his contract. Friedman pulls the crowd and says he's on, but he's got a couple conditions. And he'll give him those conditions in a contract signing, and not in a dump like Baltimore. No. It'll be in the most magical place in the world, Long Island, New York. Then Adam Hangman Page came to the ring and said he could talk about how much he respects CM Punk and so on and so forth, but he's not going to. Hangman says this is going to be no Bret Hart tribute match, he's going to destroy CM Punk and people will be going back to the merch stand to get refunds on their Punk gear. He ended the segment by saying he wanted a fight, he's got one, and it'll be the fight of his life. Then we saw a match between Chris Jericho vs Santana, and the result of this match was Chris Jericho wins by pinfall with the Judas effect, but before that Jericho hits a low blow, but referee didn't see that. Brian Pillman Jr. is in the ring with Griff Garrison and Julia Hart and he gets on the mic. Pillman gets on the mic and admits that he's been chastised because of all the long months and feud with the House of Black and seeing everything he's worked for getting torn apart. He talks about the House of Black trying to drive them apart, but today is a new day and he's feeling really goddamn enthusiastic about keeping their group together, and he calls them out for a match right now. House of Black enters then. They surround the Blondes and attack. They lawn dart Bryan into Griff and Brody King cannonballs them. Malachi Black corners Julia Hart and stares her down as she trembles. She walks past him, Buddy Matthews grabs her by the shoulders and Brody King gives her a chair. Julia holds the chair high but doesn't have the heart to whack Garrison with it, so Black rips her eye patch off and shoves her down. She has a meltdown and sobs and Death Triangle makes the save. Then we saw a match between Dante Martin vs Rey Fenix, and the result of this match was Rey Fenix wins by pinfall with a Fire Thunder driver. Then we saw that Thunder Rosa call out the #1 contender for AEW Women's Champion Serena Deeb, and the match was confirmed between the two at Double or Nothing pay-per-view. In the main event, we saw a match between Deonna Purrazzo vs Mercedes Martinez for the Raw Women's World Championship, and the result of this match was Mercedes Martinez wins by submission with a Dragon Sleeper to become the undisputed Raw Women's World Champion. With that, show went off the air.